The Keepa secret strikes again. So many books on Amazon can be flipped right back on Amazon if you know how to utilize a tool called Keepa, and you can use the Keepa secret, which is the track product feature. These 4 books right here, I bought for $138.98, all using Keepa, and they sold for a profit of $365. What's up, everybody? I'm Joji Davenport. I'm a high school teacher by day. At nighttime, I sell books online. My goal with this channel is to show you how to buy a book online from the seat of your chair at your desk and flip it right back on Amazon and make some profit. So with that said, let's get right into it. All right, the first book we're gonna look at is called Fundamentals of Electrical Engineering and Technology. I bought this book on Amazon for $43.90, and then I flipped it right back on Amazon for $200 and made $118 profit. So I told you the Keepa secret is what allows me to buy books on Amazon and flip them on Amazon. So here it is. Keepa has a track product feature. By track products, I mean track the price of those products over time. Now, why might you want to track the price of something over time? Because a lot of things, including books, don't have a consistent value over time. Sometimes when the supply goes up or goes down, the price can go up or down. Sometimes there's inefficiencies, like a seller sells the book for way under its true value, or maybe it's you have multiple Amazon sellers competing for the lowest used price and the price of that book just tanked. So if you use this track product feature, you can actually get notified when the price of this book decreases. So here's a great example of that. This black line here represents the used price of this book over the last year. And this green line called sales rank, whenever that thing drops, that indicates a book sell. So what I want you to do is take that black used line, which represents the lowest used price, and the green sales rank, the green line, the sales rank, and overlap them. And the reason why you want to overlap them is because that basically tells you what the book sold for. That's like a completed listing. That's what the book sold for at that point in time. So if I were to zoom in here at this one point in time at May 22nd, the black line says the used price was $127.51. That green line dropped right at that time, the sales rank dropped, which means the book sold, which means this book sold for $127 on May 21st or 22nd, whenever exactly that day was. Now, the nice thing about Keepa is you can expand its history from basically the inception of the book up until now, up until present. And what I did was I found this book using the Keepa Deals page. And at the time that I found the book, I started tracking it and said, you know what, based upon the history of this book, where it looks like it sold for over $200 multiple times. It sold here for $800. Pretty insane right there. I think that if this book gets to a certain price that's low enough that I can actually buy it and flip it. And so on this date, May 29th, I went ahead and added the track product feature and said I was going to track the book for actually not $15, but at the time it was $70. That's this dotted line here at the bottom. And what happened was on July, this is July 5th, the price of this book went from $75 and dropped all the way down to $39.95. Okay. That means I got notified. I got sent an email. And looking at the data, I said, look, this book has sold enough times for well over $130 where I think buying the book at that price could be profitable. And so you can see on July 5th that I did purchase this book. I purchased that for $43.90. And I did, in fact, end up selling this on August 27th for a price of $200. So I bought it for $35 and sold it for $200. Okay, again, the reason why I bought the book was because I felt that this book was undervalued at its current price. Okay, so let me show you again another book. So this book here, Critical Care Neurology and Neurosurgery, was purchased for $18, and I sold it back on Amazon for $219. So imagine I bought it on Amazon for $18 and sold it for $219 and made $160 profit. So let's take a look at the Keepa chart. One thing that you'll notice is that the used price is quite high for almost the entirety of the year, except for during the beginning of the year when its price was actually quite low. But there's a lot of data and a lot of history up until this point where I bought it that this book was selling for well over $150. So on this date, April 23rd, when the price went from, it was what, 63 here, then it went up to 262. It didn't actually sell during that time because the sales rank didn't drop. But when the used price dropped back down to 1243, I was like, you know what? This is actually probably a good buy because all of the history that I was looking at said that this book is worth more than that $14. Now you'll see that the total is actually $28.80 or actually $36.80. That's because I bought 2 copies of the book. But if we go to the actual Amazon order page, you can see that I actually sold this on August 26th for a total of $219. Now, if we go back to the Keepa chart, you can see that since buying that book, when the price of this book dropped quite significantly, right, the price has been very steadily selling for over $160. And that's another lesson for you right there, is the black line doesn't mean exactly what the book, it doesn't mean what the book sold for. It means that the book sold for at least that amount, because you got to remember, right? There are two different types of sellers on Amazon. They're the merchant fulfillers. Those are people who are shipping the book from their own warehouse and are not Prime eligible. And then there's people who are shipping Amazon FBA Prime. And generally, if you're selling FBA Prime, you can sell the book for more money because customer service is easier. There's like no hassle returns, 1 or 2 day shipping. So people would generally pay a lot more than the lowest used price, especially if it's Prime. So you can see that even though the lowest used price was $178, I did sell mine for $220, which is, what is that, like $42 more, if I'm doing my math correct, than the lowest used price. All right, let's go ahead and skip to the next book. The next book we're going to look at is called Pharmacy Practice for Technician. I bought this for $57 on Amazon, flipped it right back on for triple the price, $146, and made a $58 profit. So again, let's analyze the Keepa chart. If we look at this black use line, you can see that it was selling for, let's see, when did I buy this book? I bought this on May 7th. So May 7th would have been this time right here, right about there. So this book had sold one time there for 183 new. Sales rank drops there, 211. It's dropped about 4 or 5 times here for probably that new price because that's all that was there on the listing for $200. Dropped again at $199 and dropped twice, $199. And then all of a sudden, when I came across this book, the price of this book was $53. Now, I didn't actually find the book using the track product feature, but my point is, if you actually were tracking the book for $50 or $55, you would have got a notification and you could have bought this book. Now, I'm now tracking this book because I've been able to buy it at that low price and been able to flip it. But you can see that the sales rank this month has been going down quite significantly because it's now textbook season, and the price is going up because the supply of books is going down, right? More people are buying the book. I was able to sell mine for that price of $146.68. Okay, the last book that we're going to look at is called Public Service Ethics. And this book I did 100% get from the track product feature. So back here in early May, the price of this book was about $25. I decided to start tracking it for $15. Now, why would I track it for $15? Because if you look back into its history, this book was selling north of 50, like a lot. The sales rank was dropping quite significantly. So there's history of the book selling for well more than $15. So my idea is that if the price of this book ever gets to $15, then I want to buy it because it's undervalued. I can flip it for its true value, its real value. So I did actually get that notification on June 1st because the used price dropped from $18.99 down to $15, which meant I was able to buy the book, end up buying a couple of copies, and you can see the price went right back up. Again, probably to what right now its real value is. The sales rank, this green line is going down because this is textbook season. It's August. You can see the used offer count is going down because people are buying the book. And it turns out that I was able to sell this book for a total of $65. And with that, I was able to make a profit of $29.10. So the point of this video is that you can use Keepa's track product feature to get notified when books values drop to a point that's unreasonable. And by unreasonable, I mean there's history of the book selling for significantly more. And if you buy the book at this current price that's devalued or undervalued, you can just flip it right back on Amazon and sell it for what its true value is and make money. So I sell books like this all the time. I've made thousands of dollars doing this over and over and over again. This is just 4 examples of many examples. But if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to help you out. So that's all I got for you. Have a great day and goodbye.